Hey, Jante. Hey. I'm going to give it just a minute to let people come in, but then I'm going to get started. Hello. I see it shows a couple people here, but y'all don't say nothing. I don't know you here. I'm just going to tell you. Hey, Reese. Hey, girl. Hi, Daryl. Thank you, girl. I'm in my Jill Scott place today. Y'all might have heard me say before, Jill is my favorite. I've been chopping up stuff. No, seriously, I've been chopping up herbs while I was sitting here. Yes, it's on the thing right here. Let me make sure about my do not disturb. Hey, I was still on do not disturb from earlier, so I was good. I probably done missed a bunch of phone calls. All right. I am going to let Jill Scott keep playing in the background a little bit, but I'm gonna get started mostly because I need my apple cider vinegar to stay warm for this process. So, we talked about in the little intro post, I was talking about 4 Thieves Vinegar, how it's good for so many different things. What we are focusing on today is going to be on boosting immunity. This is the perfect time with all this stuff going on. It's needed, okay? So the herbs that I chose today are specifically because they have antiviral properties, most of them. They have anti-inflammatory properties. A couple of them are especially good, like licorice root is very, very good for sore throat. So they're all chosen for a reason. Anytime you're doing any kind of mixture, you can always use different types of things and mix and match. I'm going to tell you to use what you have, okay? Our ancestors used what they had on hand. They didn't have to run to the store every time they needed something. They used what they had on hand and they made it work, okay? Figure out what you have. I did in the description, there is a list of all the herbs that I use, and I will show them to you on the plate in just a minute, and I will let you see it and go through each one. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. It's okay if you got only a couple of them. Some people only use 4 things in their 4 Thieves. Some people have a list of 20 things that they put in their 4 Thieves. It's based on what you have. There's no right or wrong recipe. This is just the recipe that I use today, okay? And I chose everything, like I said, specifically because of the properties that it holds. Both, I double everything, okay? So it has its medical and medicinal purposes. That's one side of it, and that's what we're focused on today. But it also has its magical, metaphysical type properties, okay? All of these herbs are used for protective work and can help in some type of healing and that kind of thing. So what you need to start with, you're going to need a container, preferably with a twist top. You can use a mason jar. This just happens to be the jar that I had on hand, and so I'm using this one. You're going to need, I recommend a piece of parchment paper to use up under your lid. You don't have to, but everybody knows these damn tops they start to rust. Okay, at some point they're gonna start to rust. I don't want that in my food, so I go ahead and I put it there. This was actually it was a cup. It had a different lid with the hole in it and a straw, and it looked like a pineapple. Okay, but I just really like it, so when she lost the lid, I kept it. Okay, you are going to need apple cider vinegar. I like Bragg's. Bragg's is organic, all natural. I've had wonderful experiences with Bragg's for all kinds of things. Okay, and they tell you on there so many things that you can use it for. I mean, people use it for their salads. That's cool. I don't, but but other people do use it for all kinds of things. I like Bragg's because you can even see the sediment from the apples in the bottom of it. You get them other generic things, and I don't see none of that. But I've had really good experiences with that. Normally, what people will do is they will take all of their herbs, they'll put them in a jar, and they'll pour apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar. People use both. I like apple cider. Use what you have, okay? They will pour it in there, and then they just sit it on a shelf or sit it in the sun for anywhere from 2 to 5 weeks. You hear different things, right? For me, I need this to be fast acting because I'm almost out of my other one. So what I have done is I have poured some of my apple cider vinegar into this, and I have heated it up a little bit. You do not want this to be boiling. Anytime you boil something, you boil out some of the medicinal properties. I'm trying to keep all that. So it's just warmed up some, which is why we're going to get this show on the road. And then we'll talk some more in a moment about all the different things. But let me introduce you to all of our herbs. Hang on, let me turn this camera around. Well, turn around. Okay. All right, so hope y'all can see that okay. So over here you have licorice root. This is hyssop root. This is skullcap. Skullcap is an oriental root. Lavender, mint. This is black pepper. That's sage. This right here is garlic. You want to use garlic and like cut the clove up. I've seen people drop it in there in the full clove. Cut it up, please. Ginger, and this is star of anise. Y'all have probably seen star of anise before. And literally all that I am going to do is take these things and put them in here. Okay? And trying to make my life easier. Okay? Of course, you are going to want to wash your hands very well before you do this. That kind of goes without saying, but I don't know. You know, you get some people sometimes that be washing, they be like, you ain't tell me to, so I ain't do it. So I'm just going to say it, all right? I can see some of y'all in the comments already. I already know some of y'all going to be like, now, you know what? The measurements of this is going to vary, okay? I want you to use your discretion. Be like your ancestors, okay? Be like the old folks, okay? You add things to it until the ancestors tell you to stop. So see, all my herbs are down in there, okay? And then I am just going to pour this in until it is. I'm going to add some more because I want this to be full. The reason why I am warming this up, you know that when you warm something up, it'll just like boiling it, you know, it gets all the good stuff out a lot faster. So that is why I'm doing that. I'm going to cover it with my paper. Now I can screw on my lid. And I'm going to move this because I need to hold on to the container to do this. Okay. And that's that. It's done. Okay. All that I am going to do with this for the next 7 to 10 days is once a day, I will just come and kind of shake this up. Now, for me, I've seen people where they have containers like this and they will have herbs in here, like down to here. And then listen, you can do that if you want to do that. If you don't want to, for me, I don't need quite that much. And it has been just as successful doing it this way with not quite as much herbs, because I'm still getting all the good stuff. And the deal is, I am using so many different kinds of herbs. Now, if you're only using maybe 4 herbs, you may want to put a little bit more. It's just kind of, it's your personal preference. Okay. But this is fine for me. I have at times taken the same container. This is 32 ounces of apple cider vinegar. I have taken this same container and only dropped in 1 to 2 cloves of garlic and let it sit over, like, throughout the fall. I usually do this around the end of July, first part of August, and I will just shake that bottle up and let it sit. And come about November, I just take a teaspoon a day. Y'all, I hardly ever get sick. I'm just saying, hardly ever. All right, so I am going to turn my camera back around and put this back so y'all can see me, and we'll talk some more and you can ask questions and all of that stuff. Some of the things that you can use this for that are not medicinal related, okay? Floor washes, anointing things. You can use them for banishing work. Vinegar is good for getting rid of stuff, okay? Banishing work, protection, cleansing stuff. Some people use 4 Thieves to like cleanse their magical tools, but for medicinal purposes, me myself as an adult, I take a teaspoon. I will just take a teaspoon of this every day. At the end of the 7 days, you're going to use like cheesecloth so that you strain the herbs out. Okay. You're going to need to pour this into a different, nice, clean container, and then you're good to go. You can store this. You can store this in a cabinet. Some people will put it in sunlight. I hear different stories about how people have done that. I've done both. It works fine. Okay. It has worked fine either way. The list of herbs is in the description. I can try to tell you and remember offhand, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Shawana, I won't remember all of them. I won't remember all of them. But I did put the list in the description of the video. Some other herbs that I did not have on this plate that you can use, okay? Rosemary, marjoram, thyme, elderberry. Elderberry is really, really, really good for your immune system, okay? Echinacea, oregano, calendula, which I actually had some of and I just forgot to put it on here. But licorice root is really good, that part. You also want to label your jar. Label it, put something, a sticker on here or something, and label it with the date and what's in this jar, because you don't want to sit on the counter and forget, or in the cabinet and forget, okay, what you had in there. So label that, and you want to let that steep for if it's room temperature, 2 to 4 weeks, 2 to 5 weeks. If you warm it up a little bit, this can be ready to go in 7 to 10 days. Okay, this is the antiviral. Okay, this one diminishes the growth of viruses, boost your immune system. Anti-inflammatory, which is really great for people who have like arthritis. I used to use this when I had spinal stenosis. When I was diagnosed with that, I used it because it helped my back. The anti-inflammatory properties help my back. I also added turmeric for that purpose. And just, yeah, it aids in digestion, helps with stomach issues. Now, for me, I take my teaspoon every day and I'm good to go, okay? My little person is not about to take a teaspoon of this. So I done told y'all some of my little tricks for things. I just sneak it into food and drinks. Orange juice is excellent for covering up this taste. apple juice is really good too, because it kind of looked like apple juice. They don't even know. So for a little person, say 10 and under, a half teaspoon is good. And I would just put it in, you know, a little bit of juice, covers up the taste. They don't know what's in there. My daughter even thinks it gives it an extra little kick. She's like, my orange juice tastes so good. I've seen people use onion skins in it, and it is really good. I've done that before, actually. It works really good. That's all that I have really for this. So if you guys have questions, come on with it. It's not difficult to make. It's really not. It's not hard to make. It doesn't take very long. This part doesn't take long. The longest part that you have is letting it sit. And just remember to shake it up every day, at least once a day. So, what questions do we have? None? That's it? Okay then. So this will be in the group. And I will also share it over in the event for the herbalism class. I will put it over there also, so that people have access to it. Let's do the garlic. Shawana, I need you to retype that because I don't know what you just said. Can you add it to the garlic? What? Hey Christy, I'm not going to remember all the herbs because they are right now in this jar, but I did list them in the description of the video, so you can see the whole list up there. If I try to tell you, I'll get some of them, but I'm sure I'll miss some. Yes, Shawana, you can do that. You just need to let it, you're going to need to let it sit to get the, you know, to get the benefit. It's going to extract those things out. I'm going to tell you too, ginger and garlic have really, really strong taste. So you saw I used kind of a pretty good bit of those. So kind of do that to your taste level too, because they can be strong. And ginger is spicy. And garlic can be spicy. So when you are going to add it to like for kids stuff, you want to kind of mix it with something that's going to make it good for them. All right, that's it. Okay, so I am going to post this up so you guys will have it. And thank y'all for hopping on. I appreciate y'all because I know this was last minute. Y'all enjoy. With love, Ashe.